Footage circulating online is claimed to show U.S. forces launching ATACMS missiles from Arab territory as Iran says it responded with retaliatory strikes. Iran says its drones targeted U.S. military facilities and support infrastructure deep inside Kuwait during the latest wave of attacks. Tehran claims another wave of Iranian drones penetrated U.S. defensive networks and struck military positions in Kuwait. Iranian officials warn that every American military installation across the Gulf is now considered a legitimate target if hostilities continue. Tehran insists no U.S. base in the Gulf is beyond the reach of its expanding drone and missile capabilities. Iran said it launched a fresh wave of drone attacks against U.S. targets in Kuwait on July 19. According to the Iranian military, the attacks targeted an ammunition depot at Camp Al-Adairi inside Kuwaiti territory. Iran also claimed it struck personnel and equipment facilities at Ali al-Salem airbase during the operation. Tehran said the latest operation followed similar drone attacks against U.S. targets carried out on July 18. Iran described the strikes as part of what it called an expanding campaign against American military forces across the region. Iran's army said, and I quote, "Following the violation of international treaties and the arrogant enemy's crimes in civilian areas, the Islamic Republic of Iran Army, in the new round of drone attacks and the 17th stage of Operation Lightning, has again targeted the American terrorist army's ammunition warehouse in Al-Adairi camp and the equipment and personnel sheds of this child-killing army in Kuwait's Ali al-Salem base." The Army of the Islamic Republic of Iran emphasized, "Our war is to defend Iran's authentic identity and its thousands of years of history, and the people who neither do oppression nor accept oppression in the light of Islamic teachings. Therefore, the soldiers of the army, with deep belief in this divine teaching, stand firm in the face of the enemies of Iran and humanity to defend the honorable people." Unquote. Earlier, videos circulating online claimed to show U.S. missile launches from military bases inside Kuwait. The footage purportedly showed U.S. forces firing ATACMS ballistic missiles toward Iranian territory. Iran has reportedly modified its missile arsenal to better challenge U.S. air and missile defense networks, according to the Wall Street Journal. Officials told the newspaper that Tehran used high-speed missiles capable of maneuvering during the final phase of their descent. U.S. officials said the adaptations helped Iran place greater pressure on sensitive American military targets across the region. Washington remains concerned as Iran continues missile and drone strikes against U.S. positions in the Middle East. Meanwhile, U.S. Central Command said American forces launched a fresh round of airstrikes against military targets inside Iran. The U.S. military said the operation targeted capabilities used to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM also said the strikes hit IRGC-linked elements allegedly involved in attacks against U.S. troops stationed in Jordan. According to the Pentagon, the latest operation was carried out under orders from President Donald Trump. Trump described the deaths of 2 U.S. service members in recent Iranian attacks as very sad. The U.S. president also said he couldn't care less if Iran chose to abandon the Memorandum of Understanding. U.S. Central Command confirmed 2 American service members were killed as a result of an Iranian attack, a development that marks a serious escalation in the ongoing regional confrontations. CENTCOM says the 2 service members died on July 17 after an Iranian missile struck a position in Jordan, with the incident occurring amid a broader wave of strikes and counterstrikes. In addition to the confirmed fatalities, CENTCOM reports that a 3rd service member is currently listed as missing in action, and search and recovery operations are underway to determine their status. For other U.S. personnel who sustained injuries in the same series of attacks were medically evacuated and admitted to Jordanian hospitals for treatment and stabilization, according to military statements. CENTCOM reports that several additional service members who suffered relatively minor injuries were treated and subsequently returned to duty, reflecting a mix of casualty severities from the strike. Military officials said they would not publicly identify the fallen troops until all next of kin had been properly notified, following standard protocol for casualty announcements. After the strikes, Iranian authorities released a public message directed at Jordanians, framing the attacks as a response to foreign military activity and urging local actors to reconsider cooperation with U.S. forces. Iran carried out a coordinated missile and drone strike against a U.S. military base located in Jordan, according to Iranian military statements and regional reports. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said the assault formed part of the 20th wave of its Operation Nasr II, marking another stage in the ongoing campaign Tehran has described as sequential retaliation. Iranian sources say the operation specifically targeted aircraft shelters and large transport and combat aircraft stationed at Azraq, aiming to degrade air power parked on the field. The IRGC claimed that at least 2 fighter jets and 3 additional aircraft were destroyed in the attack, presenting the strikes as a substantial blow to coalition aviation assets. In its public messaging, the IRGC urged the Jordanian army and Jordanian citizens to confront the presence of U.S. military forces operating inside their country. Missile trajectories were reportedly observed over Zarqa, with multiple eyewitnesses describing the sight of projectiles arcing across the sky prior to impacts. Local footage and witness accounts showed massive clouds of smoke rising from the targeted Jordanian base, visible from surrounding towns and captured by on-scene cameras. Local Jordanian reports identified the attack facility as the Muwafaqat al-Salti Air Base near Zarqa, which houses both Jordanian and foreign aircraft and support infrastructure. Iran also said its strikes extended beyond Jordan and included U.S. bases in Kuwait, indicating a broader regional scope to the latest wave of operations. On July 18, Kuwait's national oil company reported that a major oil facility had been struck, raising concerns about damage to energy infrastructure amid the wider military exchanges. Following the strikes, residents in Bahrain reported hearing air raid sirens and explosions, with social media posts and local outlets relaying scenes of alarm and disruption. Washington is no longer striking only military facilities. Iranian officials now say key civilian infrastructure has become a major target. Tehran is warning that if civilian sites continue to come under attack, countries supporting the United States could soon face the consequences. The United States has expanded its air campaign by striking civilian infrastructure across Iran, according to Iranian officials. Authorities say bridges, airports, railway links and road tunnels have all been hit in successive waves of attacks. Tehran has accused Washington of deliberately targeting civilian facilities during the latest offensive. Iranian authorities say at least 41 people have been killed and more than 400 wounded since the start of July.